What up, everybody? It's Andy from Cyberfrogs and Tap FinTech. Today, we're going to be looking at the markets through the eyes of Thor using our services at taptrade.io. If you haven't joined the stream or the recordings before, I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. This is simply me using a tool that we offer at TapTrade to help myself navigate the markets and encourage people to use it to help them navigate it as well. Thor is not a crystal ball, but we do maintain around a 70% on average hit rate for our cumulative win rate on our trading signals. And you can find all of the information, all of the last 30-day data at taptrade.io/Thor. That's where I'm going to start today, digging into it. Hi, everyone. We took a week to get our schedule right, and now we're going to have a consistent schedule that you can find in the Cyberfrog Discord. We'll have these classes live in Discord. And then if you're joining after on like YouTube or wherever we're posting them, just make sure that you're checking the price action from where we're talking about it and the timestamp so that you know that you're just up to date with where the markets have moved. So I'm going to start by looking at what Thor's been doing the last 30 days. Things have been crazy, tariffs and, blah, 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 and all that fun stuff. I'm going to ignore that for now. I don't really care. Uh, Personally, I think at this point, I'm just going to go through and look at what we've traded well over the last 30 days. And I'm going to probably try and find a trade or two that works for me. Right off the bat, Cardano over the last 30 days, 78%. That's pretty awesome. Algo under, I think the threshold, generally speaking, around 46. 65. So that's the thing too, is like all of this is public information. If you want to learn about our tools and use them, hell yeah, right on. But even y'all in the Discord, this is a great place for y'all to just start out. If you don't have access to the signal, you can use the Ask Thor request signal, whatever it is, get your discount on it, and you can go and just trade signals that you want. Just see what's up. So we got pump, people saying pump in the Discord. We'll see what's up with that in a second. Adam 62%, 56, BNB 77 over the last 30 days. That's fucking crazy. Doge 67, that's awesome. ETH Bitcoin, if you're trading against Bitcoin, that's insane. 85. ETH on just in general, 88%. And this is just the last 30 days. Really crazy high volatility, really crazy high everything. It was a rough trading period for a lot of people. Thor still managed to have some really great hit rates just across the board. We just added Fartcoin. If you're listening to this now, we're going to start our Fartcoin Frenzy tomorrow, which is just a fun little Discord event for Fartcoin trading signals, which we're going to make free for everybody starting the 18th of April. So that'll be fun. If you want to participate in Fartcoin Frenzy, see us in Discord. We're going to be releasing an announcement on Tuesday, the 15th of April. Flog 62, blah, blah, blah. So I'm not trying to really do anything. I'm not trying to pat myself on the back about these numbers. I'm literally just seeing what we've traded well over the last 30 days because that's what you do. Cheeto, that's awesome. 75 over the last 30. So cool. This is straight up me not leading the conversation, but just like wanting to know what the hell to look at. And what to not look at. Render. I did take a couple of profitable render trades. But I probably wouldn't trade more render right now, personally. Sand. All right, cool. So overall, Sol BTC, that's great. Sol USDC, 55. So what am I doing right here? I'm just looking to see what we've done. And if you really care about the time frames, if you care about like what you're looking for as a trader, you can just use this to start making your own plan. I'm not really a 1-hour trader or a 15-minute trader, but under the volatility I have been. When it's really a macro game and I'm a spot trader on that front, it's just been hold season, right? Me as a trader trying to make money in the volatility, the 1-hour and 15-minute signals have been awesome. So I'm going to probably look at a couple of 15-minute signals to take. So, all right, dude, just overall, market's been crazy. Thor's been doing pretty damn well overall. I know which ones I'm looking at specifically. And let's just see if we have any trades that we're going to take. Let's start by looking at Bitcoin, just because you got to. If this is your first time seeing our videos, all I'm doing is I'm interacting with our THOR dashboard, which is where I have my trading signals. If you're in the Discord, obviously you'll know this. You have your own level of access to it. If you want 24/7 access to free signals, you can do so by buying a Cyberfrog at Magic Eden or Tensor. And it gives you access to like a tiered based system for our trading signals, which constantly update and you get free 24/7 access to, as well as live updates, multiple daily classes for trading, and a community of traders alongside of it. So there's the fun pitch for Cyberfrogs. I hope we make shorts out of some of this stuff that are actually good. They haven't been so far, but we're trying. All right, pop a Bitcoin and go to the 1 day. If y'all just have one frog, and I hope y'all are using these classes to find signals that you like. Uh, this is us freely and readily sharing it for people that are coming to the classes. It's okay to like take screenshots. Let me know if you want like more specific info on them. Um, we'll talk about it in the Discord or whatever. But feel free to screenshot this shit and add it to your own plan if that's what you're looking for. 1 day signal on Bitcoin. I like to see that. That's great. Invalid under 74. We're miles above that right now, but I still got my eye on it. You can definitely expect a couple of downward pushes, tweets, whatever the hell it is, to go back and retest those levels that it looks like we've held twice so far. I'm just looking at these two right here. Just general. I'm not a charting expert. I'm not a trading expert. This is just how I've learned how to use the tool, straight up. So I look at the invalidation level. I see it tested twice. So I know right now that, when that fair value gap got filled right here, that one too. You'd argue that we're just testing back the top of this level right here. So I like to see that there's a Thor short at 97K. It gives me some, insight that at least Bitcoin has the opportunity to hit that 97 point as resistance if it's going to work its way back up. Is the bull market over? It doesn't really matter. I don't really care. This is just how you can use Thor regardless. If I see a big short on Bitcoin, I'm going to see how well we've traded Bitcoin over the last couple days first, because I don't remember. Probably should have taken note of that as I started referencing it in my stream. Oh, crap. And let's see where we're at. Okay, 100%. We have one signal. That's not like crazy amounts of signals to base that off of. I'm not going to go too wild and out on that. But cumulative 72%. Okay, so, all right, cool. If we get to this 97 level, I 100% would hedge my personal Bitcoin holdings. That's just too big of a profit range to not throw a small hedge on it. Am I gonna sell any of my spot Bitcoin? I don't think so. Not really. I'll just hedge it personally, and I'll use those 9 to 15% returns on the world's biggest crypto asset to just buy more Bitcoin at that point, which is the whole goal for me. So on the 1 day, cool. I know where I'm gonna hedge. Big macro. So on the 4 hour, still not surprised here. We have another test of the low. It's above the invalidation on the 1 day, no big deal. And then you get down to a signal that's below where that invalidation level, i.e. macro support is at the 73 level. Or at the 74 or 5, whatever it is level. So I have a signal below that on the 4 hour. That's not super uncommon. If we fall through that support temporarily, I will buy. One, I'll just take that trade right there. But two, I gotta assume there's just a lot of market fuckery right now, and so if they're gonna start testing and falling through support levels and stuff like that, 100% common right now. These scam wicks are pretty wild. Let me pull up some of these chats real quick. I'm gonna pull it off. I got the chat pulled up, I think, but try not to dox anything on these. Okay, there we go. Yeah, 91. Dude, I am not hedging at 91. Not in this fucking crazy ass volatility. Let me just see what's going on. Everyone's saying pump, and I haven't even been paying attention. Yeah, okay. Really call that a pump. Oh, there it was. Yeah. So what'd they do? Sorry that that mouse is crazy loud. Did we do a little scam wicking? Did we do some scam wicks? Oh, it looks like we might be. Just even on coin market, I'd have to pull up like an active exchange. Let's just see what's up on Hyperliquid. Oh, we'll talk about that in a second. All right, live in fucking action. Yes, we like Hyperliquid. Hyperliquid is great. Uh, Super stoked on it as a platform. And I have a small little fun test $100 account on there. So that'll be fun to F with. Okay, so right now, I don't think it's going too crazy. I don't see any, we got some volatility happening. Big deal. All right, back to Thor. 91, we're at 84, something like that, right in the middle. Here's your fun 50-50 game. There's your plan. Long at 77, short at 91 if you're a 4-hour trader. A little mini macro. No big deal. 5%, clean. Super clean for a Bitcoin call. 6%, super clean for a Bitcoin call. 4-hour, you'll know it takes time. It's muddy. Also, 91, you got that big macro 97 on the 1 day. So if you go throw in your fucking mortgage at 91 and we just go, scam wick up to 97 or just fucking melt faces up to 97, you get wrecked. Small hedge right here, maybe. No big deal. Me personally, looking to long at 77 if we go back and test. If we get up to 91, right on. But obviously, you can see the two signals cancel each other out anyways. So I'll know which one I'm going to do, depending on what the markets do. That's not meant to be like dismissive around it. It's just at this point, just trade Thor signals. The volatility is so crazy that I'm just looking at things just really specific to Thor signals. And I'm not looking to build like crazy big positions outside of really heavy spot bags if we get the opportunity, which we just did all of last week when it was really FUD and blood in the markets. A lot of bottoms were called by Thor, and he tapped those bottoms perfectly. And a lot of fucking entries got filled for a lot of assets. So I got my spot bags filled is really largely what I was trying to say. And so now for the purposes of like just Thor as a trading tool, I'm just going to take some daily trades. Here we go. We're getting close to that. 1.77% return. Do we care? See how good we are at trading it. Over the last couple of days, 30 days, not very good. Historically, 3 out of 4 times, or 2 out of 3, excuse me. So, yeah, it's been a rough 1 hour micro. Do I want to risk it for a 1.77% biscuit? Probably not. Not for me. The stop loss is too tight and the leverage I'd have to apply would just be too much. It's just not that's not my butter. That 77 signal again, that's my butter. Us sitting right here testing that resistance at 86 and we'll see what happens with it. But if we go back down, you bet your sweet ass I'm gonna buy that 77. Well, that's for sure. It's just too clean. 4%. And even still, you can look back on this and I think about it like Bitcoin low last bear cycle got down to 16 or 12K. I can't remember, but it was bad, from quote unquote everybody's, entry point or whatever. Whatever. I think if we hit Pico bear market vibes on Bitcoin again, you'd say that the support levels are going to be somewhere around like 20K as like a full on bottom or even 32K. If you buy some Bitcoin at 77K in like a DCA way and you look back at it when it's at 36K, yeah, you're going to be kicking yourself in the ass. But that's why you can just use these big macro levels and you just know where your calculated DCAs are. You don't have to time everything fucking perfectly. If you see 77, not so bad. put your $1,000. People have this like arbitrary weekly DCA mentality. Like, I'm gonna DCA every day, $100, bro, $100. It's like, okay, you could do that, or you could just like save up that $100 a day and then just buy the 4 hour or the 1 day signal. Like, instead of just like fucking trading this dumbass range right here, just buy the 1 day or like 4 hour. That's a really calculated DCA right there. So I know this is probably boring for some of the more experienced traders. Getcha, gotcha, right on. Hey man, Tuesdays and Thursdays, mode, market flow with mode. Uh, Great intermediate level trader. This is just me seeing for the first time in a week since I haven't been trading what's up with the market. So I know what I'm doing with Bitcoin. I'm buying at 77 if we get there. Do we get there? Well, I think that we're going to find out pretty damn soon. Let's see what we got. 77K. All right, my bad. So we went up there and we poked close to it, to that resistance. So what else do I really give a shit about? Jito. I give a shit about Jito. If you have one Cyber Frog, you get 24/7 access to Jito signals and Solana signals right now. Pretty dope. So I give a crap about Jito, and a lot of our community members give a crap about Jito too. First things first. This big old signal has been looking us in the face for weeks at this point. $1 to 67 cent Jito. Oh my God, that would hurt. But I have set aside capital to buy Jito at those levels for weeks. You know, I have like X amount of dollars set aside and I'm buying right there. 4 hour. All right, cool. 2.2 back in the range that we were at. 2.4 back in the range we were at. You bet your ass. I am selling some of the Jito I bought at like I didn't get a perfect entry, 160 and a little bit below or whatever. But I started buying at like 160, like right around there. You bet your ass I'm selling that, like a lot of that at these levels right here. 2.2, 2.4. 1 hour. What do we got? Too much to really dig into for me. So 1.6, man, if we get back to 1.6 Jito, that's a strong buy for me again. Just throwing that out there. Even though I know that the 1.1 daily is sitting right there too. That money's allocated right on, right on. 1.6, I start buying Jito again. I'm not going to take that right there, the 1.8, but I'm selling some at 2.0, 2.4. And 15 minute, too much for me to give a shit about. All right, I'm going to get one more for myself, and then I'm going to use our Thor Pro feature to just find a really good fucking trade. ETH. Yeah. Fart coin. In spirit of fart coin frenzy, for those of you who are here, it will be a $50 funded account, new funded account, fresh, clean, on Hyperliquid, and that you use the trading signals that we provide for free to just trade Fartcoin. We have a Discord bot. It's called FartBot, and you'll be able to register your new Hyperliquid wallet with our FartBot in our Discord, and it will track your actualized P&L. And we have prizes for the top 1 to 3, and then like consolation prizes for the top 10 players. It should be fun, and anyone can get Fartcoin signals for free starting April 18th. Taptrade.io. That's a short. That's what I just did right there, y'all. And someone left. It's okay. I understand. Fartcoin. Only one signal. 71 to 69 cents. And I will be buying there for my first Fartcoin entry. All right, let's look at THOR Pro real quick. I don't want to trade 15 minute. I don't want to trade 1 day. I think for me, if you haven't used THOR Pro, whatever, just watch some other fucking videos. But y'all know all this shit. I go in, I set my profit. I think like a minimum 8%. Markets are really volatile. Hell yeah. I think we can isolate some of the noise. Let's just start by even saying active. And pulling up our, there you go. All right. Where are we at? Where are we at? I want to see that cheap call. 38. So that one's already active. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to leave it up to you. See, well, fuck that. Objective 1 hour. I'm just trying to see the prices that we're at versus where the entries were on these signals right here. That injective short is pretty decent. Say USD and then Rune. I know that we've had great trades on Rune lately. Where's Rune at? 3.97. That was it's not Rune. Render 1.168. Yeah, that Rune signal right there is probably what I would say. For nothing other than the fact that we're like within pennies of the entry point, that on tap we've got where's that? We got there we are. Yeah, 75% right on 30. Yeah, great numbers. I'm gonna try and get an entry in on that Rune trade right there. And I'm gonna set my take profit at that 1.1. There you go. Let's see what we got. So we were a little late on it. 1.16. We tapped it hard. 0.18. 0.19. Yeah, so we got to like the middle range of it. I'm gonna switch back to regular and just look at Thor now. Now that I found the trade I want to take, now let's just look at that asset real quick. Then I'm gonna take a trade. Okay. So this is the short that I want to take. This is good to know that there's another short right above it. 9.31% on that, 13.3, which the first take profit is the entry. How I would play this is probably pretty cautiously. I do like a 1 to 2 risk to reward, meaning that I'm only going to set a stop loss for like a 4.5% loss, looking for this to be my take profit. Now, that 1 to 1 4 is not going to be, that's going to be like right button up next to it. See what's on the 1 day real quick. Hate that. I love that if I'm about to take a short. 1.29. All right, so there's my entry that I'm looking for right there. 1.29. It's the top of that 4-hour signal that I just found. That's above it, so I'm going to set a short right here at 1.183 and 1.2. Let's just make it fucking clean. It's already going down. I'll mark it by like. And what do we want to do? I don't want to do a long. Yeah, that sounds good to me. Oh. Haha. So I'm just going to do a little 2x right there. And I'm going to set it at 0.18. And there you go. So it's as simple as finding the signal that I wanted to take. I'm going to set one just like a little bit front running that lower entry just because it's already been in there and the signal is active. I'm going to set a 1 to 2 risk to reward, only putting up like a 4.5% loss. If I do, I'll take the loss and then I'll average back in at the 1.138. Simple as that. That's what I just decided to do. That's just a clean trade, and we'll go from there. The 1 hour, I did like that there was a signal, which is really common on 4 hour signals to, if you have shorts, like pump past them a little bit, or if they're buy like long signals, you'll dip below them, whatever. No big deal. But this gives me the hope that, yeah, hey man, we're gonna hit that entry point that I just had. It's on the lower range, and you might get a little bit better entry. So cool. That's it. That's it for me. Hey, thanks for joining. We're gonna have some like formulated class topics from this point forward. So there will be like little highlights and things we're trying to focus on. One of them is going to be Thor Pro, and then the other one's going to be Ask Thor, both which are available for subscription models. If you want to find out more information, come see us in Discord. If you're in Discord right now, I'm going to stay on after and let me know if y'all have questions, comments, concerns, whatever. Cool. Peace out, y'all.